The American Indian Community Housing Organization in Duluth is utilizing the power of music with the expansion of its domestic violence shelter. On Thursday night, the nonprofit will host a concert fundraiser. It's called One Community, Many Voices, Stop the Silence. It's at the NorShor Theatre. WCCO spoke with those who are organizing the event.
Dabinoo'igan is a 30-day shelter, and we provide services to victims who are fleeing from domestic violence, sexual assault, trafficking, exploitation. Our expansion will, currently we're operating as a 10-bed shelter, and our new shelter will be licensed for 24 beds. So just looking at those numbers, that's obviously going to increase the numbers of people who we're able to serve. With having more beds, we're also going to have more staff. So we're going to be able to provide more services in general. Overall, we had funding for the project in the beginning pre-pandemic. It was just under $1 million project, and everything was ready to roll and start. And then COVID happened, which as far as moving forward on the construction and doing all that, everything was halted. When people started coming in, we were actually able to start getting more bids and looking for the supplies and materials and everything that we needed that were remaining. All the costs for everything had doubled and tripled. So now we're looking more at like a $2.1 million project. So it's a huge gap that we need to fill. And so what we're hoping with this concert fundraiser is that, we're not going to probably get $1 million from it, but we will, we want to get as much as we can, and get the community support, and then hopefully offset some of those costs that we would have, as far as buying things after the shelter is done with construction.
The concert is April 6th at the NorShor Theatre here in Duluth, downtown Duluth. And we're really excited to have these musicians with us. Who's Who in Native American music is Keith Secola and Annie Humphrey. Both are singers, songwriters, musicians, talented, been performing for years. And they just both happen to be Ojibwe tribal members. And so it's just worked out so well. And Keith is actually flying in from his home in Arizona for this concert. And so they both really are excited to be a part of this, to help out with this issue of safety and for our Indigenous women and families in need. And they're both nationally recognized for their music. We also will have Eric Koskinen, who is a Minnesota singer, songwriter, music producer, and he's been around for many, many years, since the 90s. To add some culture into this as well, we will start and we will end with a drum group, and that's out of Fond du Lac. And it's Julian Kitto, Julian Kitto, and his drum group with the Cloquet Boys drum group, which is Miss Shuma's drum group. And they're going to do an honor song in the beginning for all of the people that are impacted by violence. So it's going to be a healing song, and then they're going to close it out. So it's at AICHO, we everything that we do with culture. We incorporate culture and the arts into everything.
Tickets for the concert fundraiser range from $20 to $60. The doors open at 6:30 p.m. and the show begins at 7.